that created a lot of complications in terms of language knowledge, because you have to know the Khmer alphabet, you have to know Ali before you could access the Sataka. So by creating the Aryakat, one of the hopes was to simplify the access. But to be honest, it didn't really
For some of this is coming
Correct.
call,
Correct.
but the text is Pali.
Yes, exactly. Because Pali has no alphabet of its own. It can be, recorded in Chinese, in English, in Thai, in
Sanskrit has its own alphabet.
Yes, Sanskrit is a different, it's a different set of language. Khmer letters were used as the official letters for court communication. It would dwindle after the reign of King Rama V, with the expansion of princes going abroad. The Khmer language would fall out of favor from the Thai court. Yes.
You said it's not a dead language.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean, I understand it's being taught in monasteries, but are books nowadays printed in this alphabet?
No.
Or it's just at an oral, because there is one here.
Yes, there's one here when King Rama IV was the abbot. But books are not printed in Aryaga alphabet except for textbooks. Textbooks teaching Aryaga alphabets. Okay? So this is one dimension of King Rama IV that I wanted to point out, because if you look at his history, a lot of historians emphasize astrology and science, but there is a dimension of linguistic that should not be overlooked. All right. So the other point that I want to mention is when he became abbot of Wat Pawan, he opened the first English academy in Siam here at this monastery. So he invited the missionaries to come teach the monks how to speak English so that the monks could communicate with monks from Sri Lanka. So the origin of English language instruction originated at Wat Pawan at this very site. Okay? The third thing that he did that relates to language is the establishing of the first printing press by a Siamese person. When he became the abbot, he wanted to find a more economical way to print Dharma and prayer books. So he decided to open one at Wat Pawan. And that book, printed in Aryaka, is published by the Wat Pawan printing press. This one right here. All right, lastly, I'll mention about his linguistic interest is the king was able to write and read and communicate fluently in English, and here's the evidence. You can see his handwriting in English on this book and also on this postcard here. So truly a polyglot for his time.
He's a genius.
Yep.
In many ways.
So besides the language interest, I want to point out his scientific curiosities. If you look at this cabinet here toward the right, these are objects that the king imported from Europe. Now, these objects may look archaic because it's 2025, but if you imagine, back in the 1830s, 1840s, these were considered cutting-edge items that were not available in Siam. They had to be imported. So this tells you that his level of curiosity for science is not superficial. I mean, he really delved into learning about what European sciences have to offer. Okay. The objects on the left side of the cabinet were his monastic items. These were articles for monkhood. I want to point out one interesting object, which is his pillow. Can you see what it's made of? The saffron rope. So instead of using a pillow, he bundled his saffron rope into a pillow. So very modest, very modest. And if I were to guess what shade of yellow the monk wore during the reign of King Rama IV at Wat Pawan, this I would say is the evidence. Okay. You also see a water filter. Can you identify which one is the water filter? The black cone on the very upper left-hand corner. Monastic code requires monks to always filter their water before consumption, because this was the time before public irrigation system, and if the water contains any kind of insects or any kind of animals, consuming the liquid would be a violation of the first precept. Yeah. And it's interesting how tiny it is, because I drink a lot of water. So this would not be fast enough to filter what I need to consume. But apparently, that size, it must be a super potent filtration system.
And then, can I ask, there's a bowl in front, is that tortoise shell?
It is a tortoise shell bowl. Yes, it's a rare tortoise that they found, and they carved the shell into a bowl. ครับผม
As you know, they used to use a lot of tortoise shells before, making combs and things like this.
I want to point out a newish object. It's several hundred years old by this point, but we acquired this object about 2 years ago. If you look at the lower left-hand corner, you'll see an ivory tray with a cone object sitting on top. Can you guess what that is? It's actually the tip of the umbrella. That was this umbrella was used when the abbot would be traveling outdoor. The reason why it's made from ivory is because monastic code forbids monks to use objects made of gold, and because the abbot was a prince, สมเด็จเจ้าฟ้า they had to find a material that is, worthy of his rank, but at the same time does not violate the monastic code. So that was the compromise. Okay. I want to point out two things before we move on to the second room. King Rama IV was not an abbot here for a brief period of time. He stayed here as abbot for a total of 14 years, 86 days. He ordained for a total of 27 years. He reigned as the fourth monarch for only 17 years. So he was a monk longer than he was king. All right. He disrobed upon the death of King Rama III to ascend to the throne. After he disrobed and he reigned for 17 years, he wanted to create a special Buddha to commemorate the 17th year of his coronation. So that led to the creation of this Buddha here called Phat Nirantarai. Phat Nirantarai is a Buddha that was finished during the reign of King Rama V, because King Rama IV would pass before the completion of the project. But now, if you were to look at this Buddha and we don't point out these special characteristics, you might not realize how special the design is. So if you want to move up close, I'll try to point out the intricate details. Okay, so the first thing to notice is the crease on the Buddha's robe. The crease on the Buddha's robe replicates the actual creases that you see on a human monk. When he designed the Buddha, King Rama IV wanted the Buddha statue to resemble as close as possible what a human monk would wear. If you compare this Buddha to Buddhas created from an earlier historical period, like Sukhothai or Ayutthaya, the robe is very vertical. It doesn't have the realism as this Buddha does. So that's the first feature. And the second feature is this Buddha contains a faucet. Can you guess where that is? A faucet. Yes. Faucet. คุณยิงเห็นไหมครับ
Right in front. Yeah.
The cow, right? The mouth of the cow is the faucet. The Buddha sits on an iron base. During Thai New Year, when you anoint the Buddha with floral water, the water would run down to the base and then drip out from the mouth of the cow. And at first, I didn't believe that it was possible, and we tested. We tested it one New Year, and it's true. The water drips like this is a faucet. Yeah. So very intricate design. Now, the water that drips from the faucet comes out as consecrated water because the king inscribed scripts, holy scripts on the above the Buddha. If you look closely, you'll see that above the Buddha there are Khmer alphabets. Those Khmer alphabets describe the 9 blessed qualities of the Buddha. So it's believed that any water that passes through the 9 blessed qualities automatically come out as holy water for good luck. So the design is very intricate. This Buddha is the logo for the Dhammayutta Nikaya sect of Buddhism in Siam. Okay? The name means the Buddha that is free from all danger. This is the official Buddha of the Royal Police Bureau of Thailand. This is the Buddha that they worship because they want to be free from danger. Okay. All right, let me point out one last thing, then we'll go to the second room.
Was he born in the year of the
No, he was born a year of the rat, but the cow here resembles Kotamaพุทธเจ้า โคตมะครับผมโคตมะพุทธเจ้า
His surname?
This is an object given to King Rama IV, probably from a Burmese aristocrat. All right. What I want to point out is the amazing quality and artistry of this object. This is a scripture written on elephant tusk. But what's special about this is that, it's been over 200 years and the ink has not faded. If you compare to the regular ink that the king used to pen on paper, the ink is fading significantly, but here it looks like new, as if it was penned yesterday.
This is tusk.
This is tusk.
Flat.
Yes. So and what's amazing about this too is the fact that they can slice the elephant tusk to have even thickness without a digital equipment. It's quite an artistry. That is very secretive. This ability died with the artist. It's not a secret that they pass on openly. You have to become their apprentice to acquire this knowledge. And this is the box that is used to contain the scriptures. Now, can you guess what this is?
Letter opener.
That's what I thought too. No, this is the book label. Like if you think about modern book, you know the name of the book by looking at the bind, right?
Yes.
But in Thai traditional bookmaking, you don't have that system. So what they do is they write the title on this label, and then they would put the label on top and then tie it with a thread. So when you unwrap the cloth that covers the book, this would be the thing that you see first. It tells you, this is the title page.
So that green cloth and then that.
Yes.
I think the ink is probably made from like some kind
Yep.
of
Yep. Lacquer. Yep. Lacquer. Yep.
Very Burmese.
Yep. Yep.
Amazing.
The script that is on the ivory,
Yes.
what kind of material was used to write the script?
Lacquer.
Lacquer,
Yep.
yeah.
Lacquer.
And
Lông ráp nè.
Yep.
And it's written in Burmese.
It's written in Burmese, yes. So we suspect that this may have been brought out of Burma when there was British colonization. One of the treasures that they moved out of the country and was given to King Rama IV, right? So 14 years, 86 days was his tenure as the first abbot. He disrobed when King Rama III passed so that he could, ascend to the throne as the next monarch. All right. He passed at 65 from a fever, and the year of his passing was 1868. Okay.
You don't want to talk about that?
Sure, I can talk about that. This is his astrological equipment. He was interested in not astrological. I always get it mixed up because the king was well talented in both astronomy and astrology. So this was his astronomy equipment imported, if I am correct, from England. Yep. So another evidence that he didn't take interest superficially. When he wanted to know something, he tried to import what was the most modern from Europe.
But he had an impact when he invited all the foreign diplomats
Yes,
to witness
yes, the eclipse. Yes,
yeah.
Prajwap Kilikan. Yes,
Yes, in Petbury in his
Yes.
palace. And
Yes.
that's where malaria.
yes,
was so
yes,
prevalent.
yes. That led to his demise in 1868. Yep.
We still have 5 more rooms.
Okay.
Do you have any more questions about King Rama IV here? When you sign up? Okay.
Set the pace.
I used to be a formal member of Siam Society. When I was doing my doctoral, I used your library. It would be my pleasure. I must sign up again. I use your library to do my study a lot.
อาจารย์สอนด้านไหนนะครับ
ผมสอนภาษาอังกฤษครับ จริงๆ ผมเป็นอาจารย์ด้าน rhetoric ครับ แต่ว่าผมสนใจเรื่องไทย rhetoric.
Very good. You should come and give a lecture.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'll just give a talk for now.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Okay, this is about what call His Royal Holiness Bangladesh.
So, when King Rama IV disrobed to become the king, his disciple, Prince Bawaret Variyalongkorn, would ascend to the abbotship after King Rama IV. All right? So I have to explain a little bit about who he is, and then I'll talk to you about his interest, which is drastically different from King Rama IV. Prince Bawaret was born in 1809 and he passed in 1892. He was a front palace prince, so he was not considered a prince of the grand palace. He's considered to be the nephew of King Rama I and King Rama II. And his uncle was the person who consecrated Wat Pawan. Namaskaranครับท่าน. So when King Rama IV ascended to the throne, he passed the abbotship to Prince Bawaret, who was his disciple from a young age. Prince Bawaret was 5 years younger than King Rama IV. Therefore, because the two of them were close in age, they got along well, and King Rama IV taught Prince Bawaret many subjects. One of which was astronomy. You know from the last room that the king had a keen interest in astronomy and astrology, and combined that with his Pali knowledge. He discovered a mistake that Siam monasteries made over the centuries, which was a miscalculation of the Buddhist holy days. So by one day. So because he knew astronomy and he knew Pali, King Rama IV would devise a new way to calculate the holy days. And he passed on that knowledge to Prince Balred, who would calculate the holy days in advance by 387 years. You can see the recording in this cabinet here. There's a book that opens on the right. That book records his calculations of future Buddhist holy days.
He was accurate.
He was accurate. So his system of calculation continues to be used today. And the calculation system relies on the wooden object on the left. Okay? Yep. So this was one of the skills and knowledge that King Rama IV passed on. All right, next interest. Anyone here interested in climate change? A big issue nowadays, right? So before there was an official meteorological society, before there was official record keeping, did you know that Prince Balred was the very first person to record records of rainfall in Siam? And this is the accounting. He recorded the amount of rainfall for over 45 years. So if you want to make this relatable to modern day, we can say that this is considered big data, right? This is big data set because we have a record of 45 years of rainfall. So if you're a scientist or if you're a climate historian who wants to know, climate changes in Thailand, you would have to return to the data by Prince Balred, the second abbot. Okay? And the other thing that I noticed when I started looking at this recording is Prince Balred started using the Western matrix system to measure the rainfall. Because you can see here that it says centimeters. So this is early evidence that Wat Pawan may be the very early places that started to adopt the Western metric system before it was widespread by commoners in Siam. Okay, so what does this tell us? People tend to think of Buddhist monasteries as antiquated. But if you look at the history from the first room and the second room, you'll see that the abbots of Wat Pawan were well ahead of their time, very well ahead of their time. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that this is in the metric system.
Yes.
When I was young,
Mm-hmm.
went to school,
Mm.
we were taught totally the British system, the
Ah.
pounds and the shillings, and
Ah.
I don't know why we didn't inherit the metric system since then.
Interesting.
Maybe it's changed now. I don't know, but we had to turn bond and shilling.
Oh, wow. Wow, so you must be very good at calculations. So I want to point out another historical document. In 1891, when Prince Balred turned 82, King Rama V appointed him as the 8th Supreme Patriarch. Supreme Patriarch is like the Thai papacy, all right, the Lord of Sangha. This is the royal decree. You'll see the king's signature signed above the top, and then you'll see the royal seal, okay? But because he was appointed as the 8th Supreme Patriarch when he was 82, he would remain in that position for only 10 months, and then he would pass, all right? Now, I want to point out some other juicy details about Prince Balred. Anybody interested in cats? Are you a cat owner? Okay, คุณหญิง. Prince Balred was one of the early Siamese men who compiled a handbook of rare cats, Tamra Mel. So if you want to see rare cats in Siam, you have to go to his handbook to look at the unorthodoxy of different cat breeds.
Today we've had dogs and cats.
Yes.
Now, before we exit, there are two not to miss objects. This one here is truly one of a kind. You're looking at a rarity. This is the ecclesiastical fan that was created by King Rama III for Prince Barared when King Rama III appointed him to the first monastic rank. Monks in Thailand have different levels of ranks. And in order to get to the highest level, you have to start at the first level. When Prince Barared was bestowed the first level of ecclesiastical rank, this was the fan that King Rama III created for him. Now, what's so special about this? A lot of people, unfortunately, walk out of this room without paying attention to this. There's only one in the whole history of Siam. After the creation of this fan, there's no record in the royal court to indicate that there was another replication of this type of fan. The creation process is very intricate. It's made from crushing beads into fine powder shape, and then you have to dab the powder onto copper, and then bake the copper in high temperature. The high temperature process would then melt the powder, and the powder would then fall into these intricate shapes. If you look up close on the edges, you'll see that there's no bleeding. I mean, this is high-level artistry, and it was commissioned once. After that, no king has ever commissioned such a fan again. And this was given to the prince in 1849. So I dare you to look at this fan up close, and you'll see that there's no bleeding, even though the powder was used to create the design.
The technique is in Thai we call long ya or no.
ถมปัดครับถมปัดครับผมถมปัด
No, if you see, it's similar to closer name. If you see the yellow ones that come to from Thai.
ข้างหลังคืออะไร
เหมือนกันครับ ข้างหลังก็คือจะเป็นแพทเทิร์นเดียวกันครับผม
ใช่แต่ว่ามันเป็นคอปเปอร์
มันเป็นคอปเปอร์ครับผม เพราะว่ามันต้องไปอบในไฟฮะแล้วก็ถ้าสังเกตดีๆเนี่ยมันจะมีการยึดแล้วก็เสียบมาอีกทีครับผม ทองแดงครับผมทองแดงครับผม
คุณบอกคุณทำ PhD ทางด้าน rhetoric
ใช่ครับ
rhetoric ทางไหน
ผมสนใจทางด้านไทย rhetoric ครับ
ภาษาไทย
ภาษาไทยครับตอนเรียนปริญญาเอกคือวิจัยด้านนี้ครับวิจัยเรื่องรัชกาลที่
พวก literature ต่าง
5วางมองงั้นก็ได้ครับผมสนใจตอนนั้นผมทำตั้งแต่สมัยร.4 แล้วก็จนถึงสมเด็จพระปิตุฉาเจ้าสุขุมารนารสีครับผม
หมายความว่าที่รับสั่งแล้วเอามาวิเคราะห์อะไรอย่างเงี้ยคือไทยเรทริกนี่หมายความว่าที่รัชกาลที่ 5 ทรงเขียนหรือที่มีพูดออกมา
ดูหลายอย่างเลยครับคุณหญิงก็มีทั้งพระราชทเลขาทั้งรับสั่งต่างๆครับผมการใช้ภาษาแล้วก็พระราชจริยวัตรตอนเสด็จประพาสยุโรปครับผม
ๆแล้ว thesis เขียนด้านไหนคะที่เขียน
เป็นภาษาอังกฤษครับผม
ใช่แต่ title คืออะไร
title Recovering Conduct Rhetoric in Thai Tradition ครับผม
Recovering what?
Conduct rhetoric in the Thai tradition. Conduct rhetoric.
What is conduct?
I argue that conduct is a form of rhetoric in the Thai history.
Wow.
It's a weird argument to me. It's a weird argument.
Where can we read this?
I'm honored you're interested. I would have to send you a copy.
Me too.
That's fascinating.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. It would be an honor and privilege. I want to point out one last object. This painting is an important painting because it was commissioned by a famous disciple of Prince Barared, King Rama V. When he constructed Chakri Mahapasad throne hall, he commissioned this painting of his teacher to be hung in honor of his teacher. Later on, this painting was released to Wat Pawan. But what I want you to see is the level of reverence that the king had for Prince Pararet. Prince Pararet was the king's preceptor. So when King Rama V ordained as a novice and as a monk, Prince Pararet was the master presiding over the ordination ceremonies. This painting was produced from the photograph on the left. Okay? Prince Pararet passed in 1892 when he was 83. What's interesting is King Rama V would retain his corpse for a total of 8 years before cremation. Very mysterious why it was kept for that long. It may be for a reason of endearment and affection. He would be cremated at the time when Prince Maha Vajrayana was cremated. So you're in the third room. This is the room of the third abbot, Prince Vashirayan Varorot. So let me say his full name in Thai, and then if you can repeat it an hour later, maybe we should give you a prize. Okay? สมเด็จพระมหาสมณเจ้ากรมพยาววชิรยานวโรรส Okay, so he was the third abbot. He assumed the abbotship after the passing of Gompaya Pavaret. He was the 47th son of King Rama IV and Jaljaw Jom Manda Pair. He was the abbot of this monastery for a total of 29 years. So he came in during the time of King Rama V, and he would pass during the time of King Rama VI. So during this period, it was a transitional period between Old Siam to New Siam. Okay, he was a monk for a total of 42 years. He ordained in 1879. Gompaya Pararet was his preceptor. Now, if you look around in this room, you'll see that the objects are drastically different. Because what we try to do is show you the stories behind each abbot using the objects that we see the most in their residential area. You'll notice that in this room, it's mostly documents and writing instruments, right? So if you were to guess, you can guess that it means that this abbot took a keen interest in writing. He was a prolific author. He authored over 200 books, some of which are textbooks, some of which are books about Thai history, some of which are Pali books, and some of which are translations of the history of Siam. You'll see the original manuscript of the translation of the history of Siam over here. Okay, this book was written by his English instructor, Francis George Patterson. So in addition to being an author, he was also an important teacher. He was the person who revolutionized the Pali education system in Siam. Before, the Pali examination was not standardized at the national level. So there were discrepancies in terms of testing and teaching standards. So when he became the abbot, one of the first things that he would do was to establish a nationwide testing system and curriculum. So he laid the curriculum for Pali education. He authored the textbooks so that the textbooks would be more efficient. And most importantly, he changed the system from the oral examination to a written examination. Okay, so because of all these contributions, the monks today who study Pali greatly revere him as the master, as the main benefactor of their education system. Now, if you're not a Pali student and you were educated in Thailand at any age, we also have him to credit. Because during the reign of King Rama V, he was the one who worked with Prince Damrong to launch the public education system in Siam. And his vision for the system was very simple but profound. He said that you can't just develop intellect. You also have to develop moral character concurrently with intellect. Because if you fail to develop both, those with intellect but without morals will use their knowledge to cheat the nation and take advantage of the lesser learned. So this was the vision that he established, and this was the curriculum for Siam. And to actualize this vision, the prince turned Thai monasteries into public schools. And this is the origin of Rongrian Wat in Thailand. So if you look at the origin of Thai education system, we have to come back to this room with the prince being the person who laid the foundation. And then lastly, he also revolutionized the management and the administration of Sangha affairs. Prior to him becoming the administrator, there was no law that allowed the supreme monk to have authority in governance. So when he became, during the reign of King Rama VI, he would be appointed as the 10th Supreme Patriarch. When he assumed that title, he asked King Rama VI to grant him absolute authority in monastic affairs. And when he had that authority, he would then establish the Supreme Sangha Council, Mahathera Samakom, so that this council would oversee all monastic affairs of the nation. And to ensure standardization, he released what's called announcements of Sangha affairs. The original is in that cabinet on the third shelf. So whatever comes out in that book becomes the norm, the rules, the standards that all monks in Siam must follow. Because otherwise you would have Wat Pawan do one thing. Then you go to Wat Po, they do another thing, right? Then you go to Pattaya, they do a different thing. You go to Chiang Mai, there's a different role. So the prince said, we cannot have that. We all have to march in one direction or else the parade would be a disaster. Okay? All right, so you know about the prince. Of all the abbots here, he would have the shortest lifespan. He passed at 61 from tuberculosis. And I suspect that his frail health had to do with the massive duties that he assumed, because he was the supreme Sangha person. He was the father of Thai education. He was the abbot of Wat Pawan. I mean, any one of these responsibilities alone is already overwhelming. To assume all these duties in one person was a lot to take on. So 61, he passed from tuberculosis. His father, the king, passed at 65. So he passed 4 years sooner than his dad. Okay? On the way out, I want you to notice a picture on the right side of the wall, in the hallway, not this one. You'll see a picture of King Rama V at the age of 20 during his second coronation. Okay? So a rare photograph.
By the way, the name of the building is named after him. When
Yes.
he was a prince.
Yes.
His name was Prince Manusaya.
Yes. Manusayana. Yes, exactly. Manusyanak, there's a story behind his name. He was born in April 1860. That's the height of the Thai summer. But on that day, there was a torrential rainfall. His father, from the rainfall, was reminded of a story from the Buddha's time. After the Buddha attained enlightenment, he sat in meditation for 7 days. It was a heavy rainstorm. The naga came out and coiled itself to cover the Buddha's body. once the rain stopped, the Naga appeared as a man bowing to the Buddha. And that's the origin of the name Manusana, because Manut means man, Nag means Naga. So because of the rainfall during the day of the prince's birth, King Rama IV gave him that name.
Thank you.
question.
Yes.
You said he made an ecclesiastic unity.
Yes.
Now, how do you explain between Thamayut and Theravada? They do.
Thamayut is Theravada. Theravada is divided into, in Thailand, is divided to Thamayut and Mahanikai.
Mahanikai.
Yes.
Okay, so how do this is Thamayut.
This is
Brahma.
Thamayut. That is correct. This is
So
Thamayut.
you're talking for both of them. Thamayut and Mahanikai have the same.
Yes. Yep. All right. So I want to point out historical photographs that may be hard to see elsewhere. In this hall, we exhibit the photographs of all kings who ordained and resided at Wat Bawon Niwed since the time of King Rama IV. If you look at this photograph here, this is King Rama V ordained at the age of 12 at Wat Bawon Niwed. Okay, as a novice. So this is a very rare photograph. I want to point out one peculiar detail. Notice he's holding an object on his left hand. Yep. Why would a 12-year-old boy need to hold a cane? So we suspect that during this photographing, the prince, at that time he was a prince, may had been suffering from some kind of illness that affected his mobility. So the cane may be an object used to help stabilize his body. This picture was taken when he was 12 years old. So a very rare picture. Many people pass and don't realize that this is King Rama V. King Rama VI is the son of King Rama VI. He ordained here at Wat Bawon for 3 months. For 3 months, he became a monk here in 1904. Okay, and then his brother King Rama VII would ordain here in 1917. Again for 3 months, like his older brother. King Rama VI and VII were the only two princes born of Queen Sawang Watana who would be ordained as monks. The other princes did not ordain as monks. They ordained as novices only. Now, skip ahead to 1956, you would have the ordination of King Rama IX. He stayed here for 15 days. 15 days. And then skip ahead to 1978, King Rama X would ordain here for 15 days as well. So it's a tradition at Wat Bawon. If you want to ordain here, the minimum is 15. 15. So to summarize, it's a tradition of the Chakri dynasty for the princes to ordain and stay at Wat Bawon. So we have a long tradition of this monastery being the theological academy of the kings since the time of King Rama IV. Okay, and the preceptors of all the kings here, except for King Rama V, were all abbots of this monastery. King Rama X. King Rama X. His preceptor was the abbot of Wat Ratchabapit. Okay, but the rest of them, the preceptors were the abbots of Wat Bawon. All right, shall we go to room number 4?
ที่บอกว่าเป็นลูกของสว่างวัฒนาใช่ไหมแต่จริงๆเป็นสาวพา
สาวพาของขอประทานโทษฮะจำผิดใช่ฮะสาวพาผ่องศรีสมเด็จพระพันปีครับเป็นต้นตระกูลของคุณหญิงนะฮะครับผมคุณหญิง I'm a big fan of พระองค์จุนเกิดวังปารุต I became interested from reading เกิดวังปารุต when I was young.
Thank you. It's a very good book, I must say, even though it's from father.
A classic. I read it in Poi Gampet when I was a young boy in America.
I learned Thai from reading.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I learned Thai at school, but then I dropped it. But then when I started again,
ครับผม So welcome to room number 4. I want to correct a misspoken fact. When you were looking at the photographs of the kings when they ordained, I misrelated a piece of information. King Rama the 6th and 7th were born of Queen Sawapa Pongsi, not Sawang Watana. Sawang Watana is her older sister. So I stand corrected. I got the name mixed up. Okay. So welcome to room number 4. You have now entered a different era of history. The first 3 rooms, we were in the era of King Rama III all the way through King Rama VI. Upon entering this side of the building, we have transitioned to a different period. And the abbot who lived through great historical developments was this abbot, สมเด็จพระสังฆราชเจ้ากรมหลวงวชิรยานวงศ์ He was born in 1872 and he passed in 1958. So he was born during the early reign of King Rama V, and he lived all the way through the reign of King Rama IX. So he witnessed the development of Siam from the time of absolute monarchy to the time of 1958. Okay? All right, so because he lived through, a span of time that witnessed major changes in Thai political history, he had many duties before he became a monk and had many duties as a monk. Originally, he was the royal page to Prince Maha Vajirunahit. So Queen Sawang Watana was one of the benefactors when he became ordained as a novice. He was the abbot of this monastery for a long period of time, for 37 years. And he was a monk for a total of 66 years. He became a monk in 1885. Were you born yet? 1885, okay? And 1885 was when he was ordained as a novice under the sponsorship of Queen Sawang Watana. Then in 1892, he would ordain as a monk, because in the Thai tradition, you must be 20 to ordain as a monk. And Queen Sawang Watana was once again the benefactor, the sponsor of his ceremony. During the reign of King Rama VIII, in 1945, he was appointed the 13th Supreme Patriarch of Thailand. All right? So this gives you the brief history, but let's now talk about his legacy. He was one of the first teachers of โรงเรียนวัดบวร So because the third abbot was the father of Thai education, his disciples naturally became teachers. So one of the early teachers of the Thai schooling system was this monk right here. Now, his chief legacy and what people mostly remember him for is when the King Rama IX ordained as a monk, he was the ordination master for that occasion.
This portrait was painted by an Indonesian master artist, Raden Basuki. And then this one.
Yep. Now, I don't know if you know this. In Thailand, nowadays, parents don't name their own children. You would go to a monk or an astrologer to do that, all right? So when King Rama IX had his first son, King Rama X, he would ask his preceptor to name the prince. And this document right here is the original document inscribing the name of King Rama X. So it's a very rare historical document.
This is for King Rama when he was Prince Vajiralongkorn, Princess Rinthorn, Princess Julaporn. You can see how the monks came up with names. We're talking quite long names. You know, when you say Julaporn, it actually have like 5 more lines after that. So these, when you have different names, you know, I mean the rest of the name, it was thought through to astrological calculations and have all of this. And of course, there's some corrections, editing, etc., until they have the proper one. And it was announced the full long name of that prince or princess.
Now, there are some historical objects in this room that are noteworthy. This was the bed of the abbot. It was designed to be in accordance with monastic codes. So whatever the monastic codes forbid, they made sure to not put into this bed. And you might notice there are 2 rods on this side and that side. Can you guess what the rods are for? Mosquito net ภาวิสูตรครับมุ้ง Yep. Curtains. Yep.
Mosquito nets.
And the height was calculated so that it would not, exceed what is allowable under the monastic regulations. Okay. What else should I mention? These objects over here once belonged to King Rama IX. When the king ordained at Wat Pawan, when he ordained at Wat Phra and came to stay at Wat Pawan for 15 days, these were objects that the king used. This was his spittoon, this small one right here. This was the pitcher that contained the water for him to wash his face in the morning, and he would wash his face into this basin over here. Okay, so very, very historical objects that once belonged to His Majesty. Okay, shall we move to room number 5?
ง่ายมากเลย
Okay, so 2 more rooms to go. You're in room number 5. You're in room number 5. So the 4th abbot passed in 1958 at age 85 at Longban Chula. From old age. The next abbot would be Phra Phrom Muni. The name is much shorter. So should we do a contest on that one? So his first name is Pin, like pin, but pronounced Pin. Pin Thammaprateep. He was born in Samut Songkhram. And he was born in 1894. Now, what's interesting about the 5th abbot is that he was born a Roman Catholic. He was born into a very devout Roman Catholic family, and his relatives, some of them were ordained as nuns and priests in Catholicism. But he would be the one who broke that tradition and converted to Buddhism, chiefly because he had a question about Christian theology. And the issue that he questioned a lot was about the killing of animals. How come it's not sinful to kill animals? That was his question. And that question sparked his curiosity in Buddhist ethics. There was also an incident that motivated his conversion. When his parents passed, the family wanted to bury both of them in a Catholic cemetery. And during the funeral procedure, somebody put a Chinese holy paper on the forehead of his mother's corpse. I'm not sure how you exactly call the Chinese holy paper, but if you've seen, if you drive down Bangkok, you'll see that some houses, they have a vertical piece of paper written in Chinese, and they put that on the front of their door. That's believed to have protective properties against evil. Now, the placing of that paper on his mother's forehead made the corpse corrupt according to conservative Catholic perspectives. So the church refused to bury the body in a Catholic cemetery. So because of that incident and because of his curiosity about Buddhist ethics, Papomuni converted to Buddhism. And he ordained around the time of probably King Rama VI, possibly earlier. But he came to Wat Bhawan to be a monk here during the time of King Rama VI, during the time when the third abbot was still alive. Okay. Now, what did he do as one of the senior monks? I consider him to be a trendsetter in meditation instruction. You see this skeleton over here. It's actually a real skeleton from Sirirat Hospital. Prapomuni was one of the trendsetters in Kammatthana instruction. Prior to Prapomuni spreading the teaching of Kammatthana, it used to be that Kammatthana was primarily taught to the monastic community, because it was believed to be a higher level of meditative practice. But Prapomuni was the person who changed the mindset. He said that if you have the right visual, you have the right instruction, Kammatthana can be very accessible to the lay person. So this is one of his legacies, was the establishing of the Kammatthana instruction lessons. And then the second thing that he did was he was an influencer. Before we have, social media. What did he influence? If you look at that cabinet there, you'll see an accordion-like document. This was a creative design of Prapomuni. So I'll tell you a story on how this came about. Prapomuni wanted to train monks in the outer provinces on how to compose a sermon and how to deliver the sermon appropriately. But it was not possible for the monks of Wat Bhawan to travel to all the provinces to provide composition and oratorical instruction. So what would be a way around this challenge? He came up with this plan that what if we do a standard canonical set of sermons, publish it, and then distribute it all over the nation. The monks would then read and practice delivering the sermon from this canonical set. They would internalize how to preach and how to compose the sermons. But he did not want to deliver the sermon in a typical Western-style book. He wanted to retain the shape of the original Thai books. So what he did was he decided to take cardboard paper, make them horizontal, print them using the printing press, but fold the paper in accordion style to reflect the old Thai manuscript style. So this is why I consider him to be one of the influencers. Okay. Now, of all the abbots, he would be the first commoner to ascend to abbotship at Wat Bhawan. All the abbots prior to Prapomuni were all either princes or related to the royal family, but he was truly the first commoner. Now, he would be the abbot who ruled this monastery for the shortest period of time, 3 years only, because he had an accident. In 1961, he had a falling accident. The fall required an emergency surgery. 8 hours after surgery, he passed. He was 66. 66. Okay? He was a monk for 33 years. 33 years. Yes, the other thing that he's notable for, when King Rama IX resided at Wat Bhawan as a monk, that was 1956. His preceptor, the fourth abbot, was hospitalized at Rongban Chula Hospital. So the instruction of Dharma, that duty fell to Prabhu Muni. So King Rama IX revered Prabhu Muni as his instructor. Okay. Now there's one historical detail that I want to point out. In this photograph, notice how there's an empty space right here. At first, I thought this was so that the person here would not cover up this person. But then I saw that photograph there, and I noticed that that photograph too, skipped the space in the middle. Can you guess why that was done? There's one important person missing from this photograph.
The abbot who was in the hospital.
Yes, the fourth abbot, the Lord of the Sangha, was admitted at the hospital. Therefore, when they do any kind of photographing, they skip a space as a dedication to the master. So this is what I consider to be one of the gesture of reverence. So it's a tradition that continued up to the time of the sixth abbot Samdet Payana Sangwan, when he too was admitted at the Chulalongkorn Hospital. When the monks do a shooting, they would too leave a space in order to remember the abbot. Okay? All right, so onward to the final room. Kamatan is a form of meditation that is more sophisticated. So instead of focusing on breath awareness, you now enter into contemplation about the body, about impermanence.
So is it about stripping out the layers of skin, visualizing it?
That's one of the means, but the higher purpose is to contemplate realities of existence. So it requires instruction for you to, you have to be guided to have a focus point. You have to kind of learn like, okay, what do I need to focus on? What do I concentrate on to notice how it's impermanent?
Yeah, but why skeleton?
It helps, it works as a stimulant to help you realize that your body is impermanent. So it's a meditation of the impermanence of the body.
So yeah.
Okay, so welcome to the final room. So for those of us who have lived in Thailand for a long time, this room may be the most familiar. Okay, this is the room of the sixth abbot. His first name is Jaron, as in advanced progress. All right, Jaron Kochawat was his original name. He was born in Kanchanaburi, and he was a commoner, not a member of the royal family. He was born in 1913, so 1 year before World War I, right? And he passed in 2013. So how old was he? 100. So this abbot would break all records of the history of Wat Bhawan Niwen. Chiefly 4 records. 1, he would be the abbot who had the longest lifespan, 100 years, 21 days. All right? And second, he would be the abbot who ruled Wat Pawan for the longest period of time, 53 years. All right? Third record, he would be the abbot who ordained for the longest amount of time. He was a monk for a total of 80 years. If you add the novice years, you have to add 6 more to that. So a total of 86 years in the saffron robe. And lastly, the fourth record, of all the abbots of Wat Pawan who were appointed as the supreme patriarch, he was in the position for the longest amount of time, 24 years. So in this room, what you have is record-breaking history. The fact that he was a monk for 80 years is truly a hard statistic to break, because to be a monk, you have to be what age? 20. So to be a monk for 80 years, you have to ordain right at 20 and live until 100, which was him. All right? The other thing to know is that he attained the highest level of theological education. Of all the 6 abbots that you have heard about, he would be the first one to attain the highest level, which is BT9, Buddhist Theology Level 9. That's the highest. Okay? He was also well-versed in English. He could speak English. He would be delivering sermon instructions in English to Westerners who would come to listen to sermons at Wat Pawan, and also could write in Chinese. There's evidence right there on the top shelf of that cabinet. Now, the interesting story about his ordination is this. Did you know that he ordained in order to be cured from an illness?
Yes.
It's in the Thai tradition, when you have a child who is sick and there's no immediate cure, and you tried multiple medical assistant methods and nothing yielded result, what Thai people like to do is they go and make a deal with the spirits. They say, if you give me this, I'll do this in return. So when he was a young boy, he was very sickly to the point of a near-death situation. So his aunt, who raised him, he was raised by a single woman who was blind. All right, she adopted him as her son. So his aunt went and made a deal with the spirit, saying that if my son/nephew survives, I will have him ordained as a novice for a period of time. But no one expected that, that ordination would last for a lifetime. So that's the story that came about for his ordination. All right. In this room, we try to replicate his working area. So in his residential compound, Tamnak Khoi Tha Pramod, we try to replicate what that workspace was like. This was his desk. This desk was an object of commemoration from the cremation of King Rama IX. You can see the Wachira wood symbol on top, okay? And you also see a recording machine. This tells you about the abbot's use of technology. Nowadays, you do social media live, right, to be trendy. Back in the days, this abbot was one of the early abbots who delivered Dharma instruction through the radio. So again, keeping ahead of the time, right? So instead of delivering sermons simply through the oral tradition, he would be teaching the sermon through the radio. So he was one of the early monks in Thailand who spread the Dharma through modern technology.
มีการคำนวณวันที่ถูกต้องใช่ไหมครับ
อันนี้ปฏิทินปักขะคณนาครับครับผมของประเทศ พี่ตุ้มประเทศอะไรนะครับ
เขมร
ภาษาของครับผมคนทำมาถวายท่านครับ
This is a calendar called
ปักขะคณนา
calendar.
yes that someone offered to the abbot I want to go ahead I want to point out an important international honor that the abbot received. He was appointed the Supreme Holiness of World Buddhism on September 1st, 2012. So this requires some contextualization. The Supreme Sangha status is the Thai papacy. It's a local honor. It's a local rank of recognition. This appointment as Supreme Holiness of World Buddhism is considered an international honor and international recognition. So a very prestigious and a very historic recognition.
How do we select? How do the Supreme Sangha Council select Supreme Patriarch? Like they have a seat.
Okay. Yep. Right now, it is through the appointment of His Majesty. Period.
But
Before it was the Supreme Sangha Council making the recommendation to the king. Okay. Now, in terms of the appointment of Sankaraja, this was the royal decree by King Rama IX. The document in the frame, this was the royal decree appointing the abbot as the 19th Supreme Patriarch of Thailand. And during that occasion, the king commissioned a special fan. If you look at this fan here, if you look at the center, that's King Rama IX's logo. So instead of having a generically designed fan, King Rama IX asked for the fan to be specially designed with his own logo placed in the middle. When the king was ordained here, the abbot was not yet a monk of high status, but he was appointed to be the caretaker of the king. So the two of them had a very close relationship, as evident in the photograph on the left. Okay?
Now, I like to have a little walk so you can see the building outside and other buildings in the area and also the monastic quarter. But we have a small view for but we have to go down and take a group photo in the hall of Ms. Vienna.
Can I add one more thing? If you are Thai, or even if you're not Thai, it's important to know that he now has a new name. He has a new name as a result of this document over here. He was elevated to the status of a prince by King Rama X after his death. In 2019, King Rama X elevated him to the rank of Somdet Pasankarat Jao. So Jao in Thai means royalty. So now we can no longer call him Somdet Payana Sangwon. The correct name is Somdet Pasankarat Jao Gommalwang Washirayana Sangwon. Okay? Yep. But he's more commonly known as Somdet Yan. But the full title is Prince Wachirayana Sangwon. And lastly, this craft object here in the wooden frame, that's the work of Somdet Pasi Nakarintra. Somdet Ya.
The princess mother.
Yep. She was one of his devout disciples. She was the person who asked him to begin the teaching of Dharma over the radio. So the spread of Dharma over the radio, we have her to thank. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. These are all 6 rooms. I'm happy to take questions downstairs. เป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งครับ เป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งครับผม
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please come down. We have a small
After you, please. Thank you for coming. What a pleasure.
ขอบคุณมากนะ
ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ เป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งครับ
Go down, they're giving you
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What an honor.
วันนี้ได้เรียนรู้อย่างหนึ่งก็คือว่าในพุทธศาสนาเนี่ย scripture ไม่จำเป็นจะต้องเป็นภาษาหนึ่งภาษาใด
ครับ
อิสลามต้องเป็นอาหรับ
อ๋อเหรอครับผม อ๋อแต่ว่าศาสนาพุทธนี่เราเปิดกว้างนะฮะ
ค่ะ
เปิดกว้างมากครับผมครับ
ก็คือต้องเรียนรู้ของใช่ไหมคะ ต้องอ่านของได้
คือในสมัยก่อนครับผมในสมัยก่อนยุครัชกาลที่5เนี่ยพระไตรปิฎกจะบันทึกเป็นภาษาของเท่านั้นแต่ว่าใจความมันเป็นบาลีดังนั้นเนี่ยผู้ที่จะอ่านพระไตรปิฎกก่อนยุคร5จะต้องรู้ภาษาของนี่ภาษาของเป็นภาษาทางการที่ใช้ในราชสำนักครับเวลาเจ้านาย
ของมาก่อนภาษาไทยอะ
เขามองว่ามันเป็นภาษาโบราณเหมือนกับว่าต้องถ้าจะแยกก็มองว่าเป็นลาตินกับภาษาอังกฤษเนี่ยอย่างสมัยก่อนเนี่ยจะใช้ลาตินในอะไรที่เป็นทางการนะฮะมันก็เป็นภาษาศักดิ์สิทธิ์
So,
I have a
like,
question.
Yes.
I heard about ตำนักจันทร์
ตำหนักจันทร์ yes we're gonna go look at there
Oh, really?
yes from the outside yes
Okay,
yes
but we cannot go inside.
no because it is
It's closed.
it's closed it's not open to the public อ๋อได้ครับเดี๋ยวบอกเขาให้ตรงนี้ได้เลยครับผมได้เลยครับผม
religious documents were written in Khmer.
No, but the religious scripts were recorded in Khmer, but the Tipitaka before the reign of King Rama the Fifth.
Before, like, their official documents or royal decrees were also written in
Both. Yep, both. But the signing is usually in Khmer of this.
I saw it.
เดี๋ยวนิมนต์หลวงพี่กล่าวสัมโมคณียคาถาเอา
Do you have any questions and any comments before we give it to Ajahn Chandan? Hopefully not. Anyway, I really see.
Oh, question. I think we have a question.
We do. Yeah.
Do you have the name of the Thai architect of this building?
I do. ภาษาโรจน์รัตนนิมาน ภาษาโรจน์รัตนนิมาน He was one of the founders of Silpakorn University.
I will ask you to write that down.
Sure, yes. I'll give you my card and I'm happy to email it to you. ภาษาโรจน์รัตนนิมาน Yep.
Any other questions?
Can I introduce the monk who is in charge of this building? เดี๋ยวกราบนิมนต์หลวงพระศิวากรอภิปุญโญครับแนะนำหลวงพี่ใช่ครับหลวงพี่เป็นผู้ดูแลตึกพุทธเจ้าวิทยาทาน He's the monk in charge of this building.
Today, we have seen 4 buildings. All of them have different stories or history. First, the palace, which is now a private residence. The second one, a school, which is about education. The third one, a library, also about learning and about the story of a king. And then this one, to honor our religion. And as you know, Sam Society is about knowledge and learning. I'm glad that all of you are learning something new today, hopefully, and myself as well. Now, as you know, the global situation, not just our own situation, ignorance and violence and other things that consider bad or in another form can be changed, can be progressed through learning and knowledge. And this is very important for not just our generation or previous generation, but especially the new and the next generation, because we don't want to see the world as it is today. And hopefully we'll get to the better place soon. Thank you.
Well done.
So It's a great honor and a privilege to welcome you today. I hope you had an informative and pleasurable experience. And it's especially an honor because I was able to finish my doctoral studies because of the library of Siam Society. So I feel like I've come full circle today. I'm able to contribute back to the society. So thank you very much, and I hope to welcome you again to this museum. We're open every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. And if you would like to visit, it's best to send a message in advance so that if you need an English tour guide, we can provide the proper accommodations. And on your way out on the right, there are little gift items if you're interested in taking a look at them. Okay, so thank you. What an honor. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you to all of you today. Can we have a quick photo here? Thank you for coming today. Thank you to all the guides in different places, and especially to Tan. Without you, we cannot get to the
ขอบคุณค่ะหนังสือตำราแมวนี่ยังมีขายอยู่เปล่า
หนังสือตำราแมวไม่มีขายแล้วครับคุณ
เพราะ
ยิ
ว่าน ทางที่ผู้จัด
เค
กาย ร
มีใช่ไหมครับ
เคยมีแจกครับผม
ใช่
เคย
ใช่เพ
โอ้
ราะว่าอยาก
thank you
จะพี่เจจะทำหนังสือเกี่ยวกับ
เห็นแนวเนี่ยเล่มเล็กๆขอบ
มัน
คุณ
น่า
ครั
รับ กมากตำราแมวใช่แล้วก็มี